All right, everyone. So in today's class, we are starting with geometry section. And the first thing that we are going to be discussing in today's class is the concept on angles, all the properties of a line. Okay. So let's go over these types of angles quickly. This is a right angle. If the two lines make 90-degree, we say that the two lines are perpendicular to each other. It's a right angle. They are making a 90-degree angle. Okay. That's how two perpendicular lines look like. Acute angle is an angle that is less than 90-degree. Okay. So any angle that is between 0 and 90-degree is going to be called an acute angle. Obtuse angle is the angle that is going to be greater than 90-degree. So any angle that is between 90 and 180-degree is called the obtuse angle. Reflex angle is the angle between 180 and 360. Now it can be over here in the third quadrant as well, like greater than 180 but less than 270, and also greater than 270 and less than 360-degree. So if you have a line that is at an angle greater than 180 and less than 360-degree, that is going to be your reflex angle. Complementary angles are those angles that add up to the two angles. When they add up to 90-degree are called complementary angles. So in this example, A and B are complementary angles to each other. Supplementary angles are those angles that add up to 180-degree. So this angle plus this angle, A plus B, is going to be equal to 180-degree. Complementary angles add up to 90-degree. Supplementary angles add up to 180-degree. Vertically opposite angles. So if two lines cross each other like this, okay, then this angle and this angle are called vertically opposite angle, and they are going to be equal in value. This angle C and this angle D are going to be complementary angles, as they are going to be called vertically opposite angle as well. They are going to be equal in value. So for example, if angle C is 160 and angle A is 20, okay, so it's a straight line, right? The two angles A and C are supplementary to each other. And this is another line. So this angle A and this angle D are both going to be 20 degrees. Okay. And C and B are going to be 160 degrees. They are vertically opposite angle. Now, angle at a point is always going to be 360 degree. Angle around a point is always going to be 360 degree. So from a point, if there are multiple lines originating and if you add all the angles, it must add up to 360 degree. So angle A plus B plus C must add up to 360 degree. Then the next is corresponding angle. Angle A. Okay. So if you have two parallel lines like this, okay, and this angle and this angle corresponds to each other. So they are going to be equal in value. Similarly, C angle is going to be equal to angle D. Angle E corresponds to angle F, so they are going to be equal. And angle G is going to be equal to angle H over here. Okay, they are going to be equal in value. So for example, if these two are parallel lines, then if this angle is 30, then this angle is also going to be 30. They are corresponding angles. If this angle is 150, then this angle is also 150. If this angle is 30, then this angle is also 30 degree, because vertically opposite angles. Okay. Now, alternate angles. If you have two parallel lines, then the property says that this angle is equal to this alternate angle. Angle A is equal to angle B. So if A is 20 degree, then B is also going to be 20 degree. Always identify for the letter Z. Okay. So the two angles are going to be equal. You can have inverted Z as well. This angle C is going to be equal to angle D. Okay. They must add up to, they are going to be equal. And C plus B, angle C plus B, meaning these two angles, if you know that these two lines are parallel, then these two interior angles must add up to 180 degree. So if you have this value as, if you have angle B as 20, then this is going to be 160. If this is 160, then angle D is also going to be 160, so that D and B adds up to 180 because it's a straight line. Okay. Any questions till here? This was just a brief summary of all the angles. Does anyone has any questions till here?
No.
Okay. Now moving on to the properties of a triangle. Equilateral triangle is a triangle that have all the sides same and all the angles are 60 degree. All the interior angles are going to be 60 degree. They are going to be equal and they are 60 degree. And the three sides are also equal. Isosceles triangle is a triangle in which two sides are same and the two base angles are the same. Okay. So these two angles are going to be the same because these two sides are same. So A is equals to B. That this third length would be different and the third angle is going to be different. Then we have scalene triangle. A scalene triangle doesn't have any side equal to the other side. All the sides are different and all the angles are different. Acute angle triangle is a triangle in which all the three angles are going to be less than 90 degrees. Right angle triangle is a triangle in which one of the angle is 90 degrees. So that means that the other two angles must be acute angle. These two angles will add up to 190 and this is 90. So the total angle, the sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180. Obtuse angle triangle in which one angle is greater than 90. So the other two angles are going to be less than 90. Now angle properties of the triangle. Number one, the sum of all the angles in the triangle adds up to 180. So if you add all the three angles of the triangle, they add up to 180. The exterior angle of a triangle. Okay, so consider this diagram. If I extend this line, this angle is going to be called the exterior angle. In a triangle, the exterior angle is equal to the sum of opposite interior angles. So this is the exterior angle. Okay, and there are three interior angles, but the value of the exterior angle is going to be equal to the sum of opposite interior angles. So A plus B, angle A plus B is going to be equal to angle D. Okay, so what's going to be the value of D? If this is 50 and this is 30, this is going to be 80. This exterior angle is going to be the sum of opposite interior angles. And we know that if this is 80, then this is going to be 100. Okay, so if you add 100, 50 and 30, you're going to be getting 180 degree. Now, the longest side of a triangle is opposite to the longest angle. Please remember this. And the shortest side of a triangle is opposite to the shortest angle. So if this is the largest angle, okay, or the longest angle, then the side opposite to this angle came out to be 100, right? So the side opposite to this angle is going to be the longest side because out of the three angles, this angle C is the longest angle. So it is going to be the largest angle will correspond to the largest side. And the smallest angle is going to be opposite to the smallest side. Any questions till here? Basic, right? Any questions till here?
No.
Okay. Now let's move on to quadrilaterals. Properties of quadrilateral. A quadrilateral is a four-sided figure. The sum of all the angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360 degree. The first quadrilateral that we are going to consider is a trapezium. A trapezium is a quadrilateral in which there is one pair of parallel sides and the other two pairs are other two sides are not parallel. So this trapezium will have one pair of parallel sides. So if you add angle A plus B plus C plus D, it must add up to 360 because it's a quadrilateral. Then we have isosceles trapezium. In an isosceles trapezium, you will have one pair of parallel sides and the other two sides are not parallel, yet they are equal. So if they are equal, they are called isosceles trapezium. Okay, so non-parallel sides, these are non-parallel sides, these are equal in length. And there are going to be two pairs of equal angles. So this angle is going to be equal to this angle, and this angle is going to be equal to this angle.
So what do you mean by parallel side?
So they are going to be running in the same direction. They are parallel. These two lengths are parallel.
But they are not equal, right?
They are not equal.
Oh.
Then we have a parallelogram. A parallelogram has opposite sides equal in length. So this side is these AB is equals to CD and parallel. AB is also parallel to DC. BC is parallel to AD and equal as well. So parallelogram has two pairs of parallel and equal sides. The opposite angles are equal. So angle A is going to be equal to angle C. Okay. Angle B is equal to angle D. So opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal. Now, if you connect point A with C, this length is going to be called a diagonal. There are going to be two diagonals of a parallelogram. AC is a diagonal and BD is a diagonal. The diagonals are not equal in length, but they bisect each other. Now, what is the meaning of bisect? Bisect means they are going to divide each other into halves. So, for example, if the length of AC is 10 centimeter, then the length of AM is going to be 5 and the length of MC is going to be 5 centimeter. Okay, the diagonals bisect each other, which means that if the length of AC is 10, this is going to be 5 and this is going to be 5. If the length of BD is 8, this is going to be 4 and this is going to be 4. So they bisect each other.
So it is a midpoint.
Yes, and they share a common midpoint. You can add over here the diagonals share a common midpoint. The midpoint, M is the midpoint of A and C, as well as it is the midpoint of B and D. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
All right. The next shape that we have is a rectangle. A rectangle has two pairs of parallel and equal side. AB and DC are parallel and equal. AD and BC are parallel and equal. Their diagonals bisect each other. And the four corners in a rectangle are perpendicular to each other. They are 90 degrees to each other. This wasn't the case in a parallelogram. In the parallelogram, the angles were not 90 degrees. Okay. The opposite angles were equal, but they were not at 90 degrees. In a rectangle, the opposite angles are, all the angles are 90 degrees. The diagonals in a rectangle, the diagonals are equal in length. Why are they equal in length? Okay. This is 3 cent. For example, take this length AD as 3 and take AB as 4. Would you consider this to be a right angle triangle? What's going to be the length of BD? If you are going to apply Pythagoras theorem, okay, so 3 square plus 4 square root, that is going to give you square root of 25, that is 5. So the length of BD is going to be 5. Now, in a rectangle, opposite lengths are equal. So making DC as 4 and BC as 3, again, the length of DB is going to be 4. AB is 4, BC is 3. Again, the length of AC using the Pythagoras theorem is going to be 5. So the diagonals in a rectangle are equal in length and they bisect each other. Then we have a square. A square has all the sides equal in length. Okay, you have two pairs of parallel sides. So even in rectangle, you have two pairs of parallel sides. This one's parallel to this. This is BC is parallel to AD. Over here, AB is parallel to DC and BC is parallel to AD. So you have two pairs of parallel sides and all the sides are equal in length. All the angles are 90 degrees. Okay, the diagonals are equal in length and they bisect each other at 90 degrees. So in a square, the angle between the diagonals, okay, the diagonals are bisecting each other at 90 degrees. So you can have four right angle triangles at the center. Is this property clear? Any questions till here? All good? Okay. The next figure is the rhombus. Now, a rhombus also has equal lengths. So AB, BC, CD, and AD are equal in length. So all the sides are equal in length. In the rhombus, there are also going to be two pairs of parallel sides. So AB and DC are parallel. BC and AD are also parallel. In a rhombus, the difference between the diagonals of a rhombus and the diagonals of a square is that in the rhombus, the diagonals are equal in length. In a square, the diagonals are equal in length. Whereas in rhombus, the diagonals are not equal in length. However, the diagonals bisect each other at 90 degrees. So for example, if AC was 50, then this is going to be 25 and this is going to be 25. Okay. If BD was 30, then this is going to be 15, this is going to be 15. All right. So the diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at 90 degrees. So again, you can have 4 right angle triangles at the center. Okay. So this point is again the midpoint. In a rhombus, this point, the diagonals share a common midpoint.
So isn't rhombus and parallelogram equal?
No, there is a difference between rhombus and parallelogram. You see, in parallelogram, all the sides are not the same. Okay. This is equal to this side and parallel. This is equal to this side and parallel. In a rhombus, all the sides are going to be of the same length. Okay. The opposite angles are equal in rhombus as well. Now the next figure is a kite. In kite, there is no parallel side. Okay. So A, B, C, D, this is a kite shape. There are now in the kite, AB and AD are equal in length. So it's ABD is an isosceles triangle and BCD is an isosceles triangle because BC and CD are going to be equal in length. Now, if you see the geometry, the lengths of the diagonals are not going to be the same. One is going to be the longer diagonal and the other one is going to be the shorter diagonal. The longer diagonal, which we can see over here, is AC, and it is going to bisect the shorter diagonal BD into at 90 degree. Okay. So that in a kite, the longer diagonal is going to bisect the shorter diagonal. This one is a shorter diagonal BD at 90 degree. So again, you can have 4 right angle triangles like this. Okay. So these two lengths are equal, which means these two angles are also equal. Is that correct? Because an isosceles triangle is being formed. ABD is an isosceles triangle. So angle ABD and angle ADB are both the same value. Correct? Similarly, BCD is also a isosceles triangle. So angle CBD and CDB are equal angles, which makes angle ABC equal to angle ADC. So one pair of opposite angles are equal. Only these two angles are equal. This angle and these angles are different. Please read the property and let me know if you have any questions till here. Is everyone clear till here? Does anyone has any questions? Okay, so now we are going to be solving the questions. Now, the first part says, calculate the unknown angles in each of the following. So we have these 3 angles about a point. And we should know that the sum of all the angles must add up to, what must they add up to, guys? 360. Good. So that means 5x plus 4x plus 3x must add up to 360 degree. So 12x equals to 360 and x is going to be 30. Okay, now the value of P. This 55 and angle P are complementary angles. So P
Sir?
plus 55 must be equal to 90 degree. So P must be 90 minus 55, that is 35. P and Q are supplementary angles, angle in a straight line 180 degree. So P plus Q must be equal to 180 degree. So if P is 35, Q is going to be 180 minus 35, that is 145 degrees. Okay, let's try the next one. Do we all agree that this is a straight line and angles on a straight line adds up to 360? So K plus 40 plus 30. Okay, I don't have this angle. Can I find it? Yes. This is 117. So this angle is going to be, it's a straight line as well. So 180 minus 170 is 63. So this angle is 63. So if you add all the four angles, they must add up to 180 degree. So K value is 47 degrees. All right, part D. We have, let's consider this as a straight line first. So if we add the three angles 62, 49, and 3x, it must add up to 180. So x is going to be 180 minus 62 minus 49 divided by 3. So x comes out to be 23 degree. Okay. Now, if you are going to take this line, this straight line, then 49 plus 62 plus y must also add up to 360 degree. Or you can also do this, that these two angles, these two lines are going intersecting at this point. So angle y and angle 3x are vertically opposite angle. So if they are vertically opposite angles, then y must be equal to 3 times x. So x is 23. So 23 times 3, that is 69. Okay. And if y is 69, you can easily calculate z. Z is going to be 180 minus 69, or you can take z to be the sum of 62 plus 49. So that is 111. So z comes out to be 111. All right, part E. So 7x plus 3x must add up to 180. So 10x equals to 180. So x is 18. And y and 7x are vertically opposite angles. So y is equal to 7 times 18, that is 126. All right, so these are random past paper questions. The first question says the three angles of a triangle are 5x, 6x, and 7x. Find the value of x. So all you're going to do is you're going to add all the angles of a triangle, and you know that the sum of all the angles adds up to 180. So this will allow you to calculate the value of x. So
what is the
7x,
value x mean?
just a second. So x comes out to be 10. I'm sorry, come again.
What is the value of x mean?
What is the,
What does the value of x mean?
what does
Is
the
it an
value?
angle?
So x, I mean, this is just an unknown value of the angle. So for example, I'm saying that one of the angle is 5x, the other angle is 6x, and then the other angle is 7x. Now x has a value, when you calculate this, x comes out to be 10. So this means that this angle is 50, this angle is 60, and this angle is 70. So 50 plus 60 plus 70 is 180. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Now then the question says work out the size of the largest angle in the triangle. The largest angle is going to be 7x. So 7 times 10, 70 degree. Question number 2 says the three angles in the triangle are 2x, 75, and x plus 15. Find the value of x. All you are going to do is you're going to add up all the angles and equate them to be equal to 180 degree. and you can just solve for x. So 180 minus 75 minus 15 divided by 3, that's going to be 30 degree. Question number 3 says use the information in the diagram to find the value of A. Okay. Now guys, if this angle is 55, would you agree that this angle is vertically opposite angle and it's going to be 55? And if I consider this triangle, this is the exterior angle, which is going to be equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles. So A is going to be the sum of 55 and 50. So that's going to be 105. In the diagram, AC and BD are straight lines. Find the value of P and the value of Q. So first we are going to find the value of P. We know that BD is a straight line. So P plus 48 must be forming supplementary angles. So P is going to be 180 minus 48, that is 132 degree. Now, if P is 132, then this angle is the exterior angle of a triangle, which should be equal to the sum of opposite interior angles. So P must be equal to Q plus 55. P is 132. You can work out the value of Q from here. 132 take away 55. So Q is 77. Triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB equals to CB. Okay, so that means that these two angles are the same. So if I call this X, this is also going to be X. Find angle ABC is 54, find angle ACB. So we need to find the value of X. So X plus 44 must be equal to 180. So X is going to be 180 minus 44 divided by 2, that is 68 degrees. One angle of an isosceles triangle is 48. Write down the possible pairs of the values for the remaining two angles. Okay, now there are two cases for this. If one of the angle is 48, let's say this angle is 48, then we can find these two angles easily. These two angles are going to be 180 minus 48 divided by 2, that is 66 and 66. That's one of the possibility. The other possibility is that one of the base angle is 48. So if this is 48, then the next one is going to be 48. Then the third angle is going to be 48 times 2, 180 minus 96, that is 84. So then the other two angles in the second case is going to be 48 and 84. Okay, let's try a different one. Let's try this. Let's try question number 10. And in question number 10, we need to calculate the value of X. We have been given a quadrilateral ABCD, and the line CD is extended to point E. So since it's a quadrilateral, does everyone agree that this angle can be found by adding all the three angles and subtracting from 360? So angle ADB, ADC is going to be equal to 360 minus the sum of the three angles 82, 120, and 73. Okay, so that's going to be 85. If this angle is 85 degree, then X can be found easily. CDE is a straight line, so angle X is going to be 180 minus 85. That is 95 degrees. So far, everyone is clear with the working? Any question that pops to your mind, please let me know in the chat box or ask. Okay, I want everyone to try this. I'm going to pause the video. Please try this question. Okay, so we have 5 congruent kites. Congruent means identical figures, which means that the corresponding angles are going to be the same. And since it's a kite, it's a quadrilateral, so all the angles must add up to 360 degree. Okay, so this star is formed by joining 5 congruent kites, which means that this angle is also X, this angle is also X, this angle and this angle, each of the angles coming together, okay, each of these edges coming together to form the center of the star these all the angles are going to add up to, these are 5 x's. So 5x means that the angle around about a point should add up to 360. So 5x is equal to 360, then x is going to be equal to 360 divided by 5. So x is 72 degree, correct? All right, now if this angle is 42, then this angle is also 42, this angle is also 42, and so on. In a kite, if you remember, the one of the property was that the one pair of the opposite angles are equal. Okay, so if this angle is y, then this angle should also be y. Okay, now if we add all the 4 angles, x plus y plus y plus 42, it must add up to 360 degree. X is 72. This is going to be 2y plus 42 equals to 360. So y is going to be 360 minus 72 minus 42 divided by 2. That is 123 degree. Guys, is the working clear for this part?
Yes.
Okay. Let's try question number 12 on a new page. So the diagram shows a triangle and a quadrilateral. We know that the sum of all the angles in a triangle will add up to 180. So if you form an equation for all the angles, 3b plus 10 plus a plus 2b plus 2a is going to be equal to 180 degree. Simplify down this equation, 2a. So sorry, that's going to be 3a plus 3b plus is going to be equal to 180 minus 10, that is 170. For a quadrilateral, we need to show this. So we are going to again adding all the angles, 8a plus 3a plus 2b plus b plus 50 plus 4b minus 2a. This must add up to 360 degree. So 8, 9, 10, 11. That's going to be 11 minus 2a is going to be 9a plus 7b equals to 360 minus 50, that is 310. Now we have in the third part, we have been asked to solve these 2 equations simultaneously. Okay. So just solve these 3 equations simultaneously. If you make a the subject, it's going to be 170 minus 3b upon 3. Substitute a in the second equation, 9 times a, that is 170 minus 3b upon 3 plus 7b equals to 310. 170 times 3 is 510 minus 9b plus 7b equals to 310. 510 minus 310. This is going to be equal to 2b. So b comes out to be 100. No, my bad.
So can you repeat the third part?
Just a second. So that's 3 times 170 is 510 minus 9b plus 7b equals to 310. Minus 9b plus 7b is negative 2b, which is going to be equal to 2b. Yeah. So what's your answer coming, Omar?
No, I'm saying, can you repeat the question, the third part?
I cannot hear you.
Can you repeat the third part?
Yeah.
The part we did right now.
Okay, I'm just going to do this again. So what are we going to do is we are going to make any variable the subject from the first equation. It's your call if you want to make a the subject or b the subject. Sorry, the first equation was 3a plus 5b. Okay, so 3, that's going to, if you make a the subject, you're going to get 170 minus 5b divided by 3. And in the second equation, that is 9a plus 7b equals to 310. You're going to substitute a, that is 170 minus 5b upon 3 plus 7b equals to 310. You can simplify this down. 170 times 3 is going to be 510. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, simplify this further. So 510 minus 310, 15b minus 7b. So that's 200. 15 take away 7 is 8. So b value is going to be 200 divided by 8. That is 25. When b is 25, okay, so a is going to be 170 minus 5 times 25 divided by 3. So 170 minus 5 times 25 is 45. 45 divided by 3 is 15. So A is 15 and B is 25. The fourth part says, find the size of the smallest angle in a triangle. The smallest angle in a triangle, which angle is going to be the smallest angle? If A is 15 and B is 25, then the smallest angle is this, right? So the smallest angle is equal to 2A. So that's going to be 2 times 15, that is 30. Everyone, is the working clear for this question? Any questions, guys? Okay, perfect. So that's all for today.